from across the UK. My name is Kat and I run choirs in Lincolnshire and Nottinghamshire, and today I'm taking it back to a song made famous in Christmas 1988, and it is of course Keeping the Dream Alive, and I'm going to take you through the upper alto part. So this is a beautiful, gentle song in 4 parts, but we start here in verse number 1, all singing the tune together. Now, the main thing with this song is it grows. We start quietly and we just get louder. It just gets more dramatic as we go, but it's quite repetitive, so that helps with our learning. So let's start right from the beginning. I'll sing through the first verse. If you know it, sing it with me. It's just the tune. Tonight, 3, 4. Tonight the rain is falling, full of memories of people and places. And while the past is calling in my fantasy, I remember their faces. So just a couple of things with this first part. Number 1 is to just watch the words. So just check the diction is nice and clear. You've got a couple of S's in there, memories. So we don't want any snakes in there. Just make sure they're nice and short. Full of memories. And we close them nice and quickly, and just make it nice and clear so everyone can hear all the words when we're singing together as a choir. And the second point is just that it's quite quiet. So obviously we need somewhere to grow. So we need to start this a little bit quieter. Let's do it one more time together. Tonight, 3, 4. Tonight the rain is falling, full of memories of people and places. And while the past is calling in my fantasy, I remember their faces. That's it. And that takes us into the pre-chorus. Now, with the pre-choruses, there's one really important thing to look at. If you've got your lyrics in front of you, you'll see that some words are underlined in pre-choruses and some words are underlined with a dash. So these mean 2 different things. If they're underlined, we head down at the end of the phrase. So for example, in pre-chorus 1, your last word try is underlined because we go down. In pre-chorus 2, if you cast your eyes forward, on your try that time, it's underlined but with a dash. And what that means, if it has that dash, is you're going to step up on a note at the end. So you've got slightly different phrases. You'll see me doing this quite a lot, up and down at the end of phrases to try and help us with this. But really my rule is if you're finishing the pre-chorus, so you're going into a chorus, you're always going to head down. If you haven't finished and you're in the middle of a pre-chorus, you're always going to step up because we haven't quite finished. So here we've got a short one and we're just going to go down at the end. The hopes we had were much too high, way out of reach, but we have to try. So here we're going down, way out of reach, but we have to try. So down at the end. So that's your step down version, underlined, try. So here just, we're getting a little bit louder. Not too loud, but just keep it nice and strong with the words. The hopes, let's try it one more time. 3, 4. The hopes we had were much too high, way out of reach, but we have to try. The game will never be over because we're keeping the dream alive. So here, from the end of your pre-chorus, it gives you the first note of your chorus. So you've just finished, reach, but we have to try. The game will never be over because we're keeping the dream alive. So it's nearly the melody until that last phrase, because we're keeping the dream alive. Try it, because we're keeping the dream alive. 2 counts on the end of alive, and keep the first line strong and the second line a bit quieter. So let's try it one more time together. The game, 3, 4. The game will never be over because we're keeping the dream alive. That's it. And I'm going to keep going, plow on through. So verse number 2, very similar to verse number 1. We're a little bit stronger than we were, but you've got a little bit of harmony coming through in the second half. Let me sing it first. You've got, I hear myself recalling things you said to me the night it all started, and still the rain is falling, makes me feel the way I felt when we parted. So you hear something slightly different in the middle there. What changed was, and still the rain is falling, same note, makes me feel the way, makes me feel the way, and again, makes me feel the way I felt when we parted. So you've just got a tiny bit of harmony in the centre there. Just watch again that the words are nice and clear like the first verse, and you've got a lot of T's in this one. The night it all started, and we're not doing it like that, we're softening the T's slightly. So you've got the night it all started, just a bit softer, so more of a D than a T on those. But let's do it one more time together, so a little bit stronger than that first verse. 3, 4. I hear myself recalling things you said to me the night it all started, and still the rain is falling, makes me feel the way I felt when we parted. The hopes, and then we're straight back into another pre-chorus. Now this pre-chorus double the length of the first one. So what does that mean? We've got a little dash in the middle because we're going to head up. So if you listen here, this is slightly different. The hopes we had were much too high, way out of reach, but we have to try, no need to hide. So we go up at the end of the phrase rather than down, that we did in the first pre-chorus. Reach, but we have to try. It just keeps us going. It also takes us to the first note of the next phrase. Try, no need to hide. So it keeps the phrase going for us. And then the end of the next bit, you're going to go down because it's just underlined, no dash, and because we're heading into another chorus. 'Cause all the answers come one by one, and we head down at the end. So let's try that one more time, and this time I'll go into the next chorus because it's exactly the same as the first one. Yay! So we can sing that through, and here we start to grow a little bit more through this pre-chorus, gets a bit more dramatic. The hopes, 3, 4. The hopes we had were much too high, way out of reach, but we have to try, no need to hide, no need to run, 'cause all the answers come one by one. The game will never be over because we're keeping the dream alive. That's it. So the chorus exactly the same as before. And then we hit the bridge. This is very different to anything you've done before. Very short because you've only got need you, I love you, love you. That's all the words. But we need to wait for the lower parts to come in first. So you'll hear this. I need you, need. And that's our timing. I need you, need. We're going to come in after. So this time I'll add our part. I need you, need you. I love you, love you. And we're growing through this, very dramatic, quick, from quiet to loud in a very short time. Need you, 3 counts on the U. Need you, I love you, love you. and 4 counts on your final U of the second phrase. I love you, love you. Growing all through. Let me put that together. You hear this again. I need you, need you. I love you, love you. The game will never be over because we're keeping the dream alive. The hopes we had. So then we've got another chorus, and guess what? It's exactly the same as the choruses we've had before, so that's straightforward. Just watch at the end of chorus 3, it's shortened because we come straight in with a pre-chorus, so it's cut off a little bit short at the end of that phrase. And here you've got 2 pre-choruses back to back. So we know the rule is if we're finishing going into a chorus, we're going to head down. So we don't go down until the end of pre-chorus number 5. So the rest of the time, we're always going up at the end of phrases. So all of pre-chorus 4, you're going up at the end with your dashes. And then at the end of pre-chorus 5, you're going to head down. But it's all the same as what we've done before. And then we hit the finale, which is just 3 choruses back to back. That's it. So we've learnt the notes here. We know what we're doing. Just watch the final repeat at the end of the song because it slows down slightly. The game will never be over because we're keeping the dream alive. So just watch your choir leader at the end for the timing because it does just slow down. And that's it. That was your really quick recap of the whole song. So hopefully that was helpful if you've done it before or if this is your first time having a listen. There is one move I just need to let you know about. It's just a simple sway out and in. So we're very used to this upper altos. We're going left, so you're mirroring me out and in. As normal with all of our rock choir songs, we're keeping our feet stuck on the floor, so we're just moving our heels from side to side. So it's a gentle sway out and in. The first time this happens is in pre-chorus number 2, and you can hear this when you listen to the track. So we stood still, the hopes we had were much too high, way out of reach, but we have to try. No need to hide, no need to run, 'cause all the answers come one by one. So we just sway for that second half of that pre-chorus and then we stand still for the next chorus. You then sway all through the end, through pre-chorus 4, pre-chorus 5 and the finale, swaying all the time. So hopefully you can follow me through this. And then we stop for that final slower phrase at the end of the finale. The game will never be over because we're keeping the dream alive. But have a go, follow me upper altos. I'm now going to sing the whole part and I'll sway through with you where you need to sway. So see if you can follow me, but let's have a go all the way through. And there is quite a long introduction to this song, upper alto. So I would normally say smile through the song, but here, even more important, just smile through this long introduction and enjoy it. And just remember that we're starting the song nice and quietly, so we've got somewhere to grow from. And we're all singing the tune, first verse. Here we go. Tonight the rain is falling, full of memories of people and places, and while the past is calling, in my fantasy I remember their faces. The hopes we had were much too high, way out of reach, but we have to try. The game will never be over because we're keeping the dream alive. I hear myself recalling things you said to me the night it all started, and still the rain is falling. makes me feel the way I felt when we parted. The hopes we had were much too high, way out of reach, but we have to try. No need to hide, no need to run, 'cause all the answers come one by one. The game will never be over, because we're keeping the dream alive. Need you, I love you, love you. The game will never be over, because we're keeping the dream alive. The hopes we had were much too high, way out of reach, but we have to try. No need to hide, no need to run, 'cause all the answers come one by one. The hopes we had were much too high, way out of reach, but we have to try. No need to hide, no need to run, 'cause all the answers come one by one. The game will never be over, because we're keeping the dream alive. The game will never be over, because we're keeping the dream alive. The game will never be over, because we're keeping the dream alive. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for joining me for a recap of Keeping the Dream Alive. I hope you enjoyed it. And just remember to smile all the way through and build. We build and get more dramatic as we move through the song. But it's been really great to sing with you today. So for now, keep singing, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye!